Good evening, my peoples, my African peoples, and I will want you to kindly watch this video that I'm coming to show you right now as I speak about the European Union trying to invade their military bases in Africa. And I will show you the video, you watch it by yourself, and please do me a favor, share the video to reach to every African out there. Let them know this, that Europeans are ready to take over their continent and they should wake up. Watch the video.
We're not only interested in extracting resources. We want to partner with you to create local value chains, to create good jobs here in Africa. We want to share European technology with you. We want to invest in skills for local workers. This is crucial for the young people, because the stronger you are as suppliers, the more Europe will diversify supply chains towards Africa, and the more we both will de-risk our economies. It's a clear win-win. The benefits of expanding Africa's clean energy sector would be massive. By speeding up the transition to solar and wind power, energy sector jobs in Africa could double in a few years. And Africa could produce enough clean energy not only to power up your continent, but also to export abroad. Climate action can be one of the main drivers of Africa's growth. But for this, Africa needs massive investment. And Europe wants to be your partner. Wants to be your partner in closing this investment gap.
After watching that video, I show you that's a little about European Union, and I think like every African have already listened to what that woman is saying. That is the she is the Chancellor of European Union, and they are ready to take over Africa. If Africans are not ready to take over Africa by themselves, Europeans are ready to take over Africa from you. What do they say? EU says, we are not only interested in extracting resources, we want to partner with Africa to create local value chains. Once, I will explain that part to you. The European Union Council should understand this, that we are not ready for any vanity peoples anymore. We are ready to conquer all the vanity peoples, the vanity Europeans, the vanity Americans, the vanity UK citizens. We are not ready to accept any or tolerate any rubbish from any EU Parliament member or any EU Council or any EU Prime Minister. That is the fact. For EU to say we are not only interested in extracting resources, the resources of Africa, they are not only interested in stealing your resources, Africa. Understand that. That is the fact. That is what they are hiding from you. And if you have seen, so many of your African leaders, the foolish African leaders, are sitting there listening to her. Do you know one thing? Before I will go into this topic, I will tell you about your African leaders. African leaders are sitting there. You see, when European Union want to take over Africa, they send a woman. They know African leaders are in need of a woman, a young white lady, or an old white lady, slim white lady. That's why they send the European Council as a woman to go and fake or fool the African leaders and gather them together. A lot of the African leaders are sitting there. They are not watching, or they are not listening to what the woman is saying. They are just watching the woman, thinking, how can I get this woman on my bed? I am telling you the fact. A lot of the African leaders there in African Union watching that woman speaking, uttering that rubbish from her mouth to African leaders, and they are still sitting listening to her when she said we are not only interested in extracting African resources. That means they are not only interested in stealing your African resources. We want to partner with Africa to create local value chains. No, they want to partner with Africa because Africa has something that they don't have. To create jobs here in Africa. No, to create something for Africans that will destroy the African youth generation. I am the one who is answering right now the European Union Council for the speeches she made in Africa. to African leaders. Since African leaders couldn't reply her, then I will emphasize her words to you, the Africans. She said again, we want to share European technology with Africa. With Africa where? Since when do European Union is ready to share their technologies with Africa? Because right now they don't have Russia anymore to help them. Because right now they are broke, they don't have no gas. Because right now they are broke, life is difficult for them. So right now, since they know that they have no place, they have no hope in anywhere except Africa. So they are going there to fool you, the African leaders, that Europe is ready to share their technology with Africa. They are not ready to share any technology with Africa. Let's go to another word from the Chancellor of European Union. She said again, we want to invest in skills for local workers. So it's right now, you know all these things that you have to invest. We don't need your investments in Africa to invest in our local workers. We don't need it. We can invest by ourselves on our local workers. The only thing is we want European Union out of Africa and we don't want to see them anymore. But that is the only place that European Union is not understanding and European prime ministers are not understanding. We don't need no help from Europe. We don't need no help from Africa, America. We don't need no help from UK. We want to be free from your slavery, from your stealings, from your murdering Africans. You have more than millions of Africans. And we want to be free from that. And we are saying it's enough, it's enough. The European Union Council should understand this, that whatever she said there in a meeting with African leaders, those leaders are fools to listen to her. But we are not fools. And we are answering her that we don't want to see her in Africa. The European Union Council is in Europe. She is seeing that how Europeans are treating black migrants here. You couldn't settle that matter. You couldn't solve that problem. Black migrants are living here for 40 years without documents. You couldn't settle those matters. We have millions of black people with no job. You couldn't solve that matter under your feet in Europe. Europeans are always maltreating black people in Europe. You couldn't fight the human right of black peoples. Now you went to Africa because you know Europe have no resources right now and they have no gas. The only thing you want to do is to go and steal from Africa. And you went to those foolish leaders who are looking for a woman to sleep with. You went to those foolish leaders in Africa, those cowards. And I will tell the European Union Council that we watch your steps. And whatever you said, we put a meaning to it. You cannot fool Africa anymore as far as I, Mica, am alive. I am going to tell Africans who you are and who European Unions are. That will be the fact. What did she say again? She said, this is crucial for the young peoples because the stronger Africans are the suppliers, the more Europe will diversify supply chains toward Africa. She said again, and the more we both will de-risk our economies, it is a clear win-win. Who win? You win. Of course, it is not clear win-win, but clear European win. Because at the end of the day, you scam Africa, steal all our resources. At the end of the day, you cause conflict between Africans. At the end of the day, you say Africans are killing each other. What kind of rubbish is that? What kind of life is that? The European Union, the only thing you are finding in Africa right now, because you have no gas, because you have no fuel, because you have no oil, because you have no place, no hope. The only place you cannot fool Russia, but you can fool African leaders because we are fools as leaders. She said again, the benefit of expanding African clean energy sectors will be massive. No, the benefit of expanding African clean energy sectors will not be massive. But the benefit of expanding European clean energy will be massive. The benefit of Europeans stealing energy from Africa will be massive. The benefit of the gas that they stole from Africa will be massive for the Europeans, not Africans. My fellow Africans, please be with me and support me to stop this woman. Because this woman you are seeing here, she is dangerous than any other person you can see. She's a big scammer. The European Union Council is a big scammer. I'm the one who said it. And I'm not going to retreat from my words. And that is the fact. You cannot fool Africans anymore. The last word I'm going to talk, by speeding up the transition to solar and wind power, energy sectors, jobs in Africa could double in few years. I want to remind the European Union Council that this is not the first time to hear this kind of word from European Union toward Africa. Whenever you are in need of African resources, you went to Africa to tell us, we want to help you job, we want to build factories, we want to do this, we want to bring project. But what have you done for Africa for a decade now? The only thing you people were doing is when you are in need of Africa, you went there and blasted us with lies. And we have foolish leaders who are in need of chicken change from you peoples. We are not in need of those chicken change. We the African youths are saying it's enough, and we are not going to tolerate any thief in Africa anymore. We are not going to tolerate or accept any European Union thieves in Africa anymore, because you people are thieves. You steal African resources and still call us fools. You steal African oil, African gas, diamond golds. You still call Africans the poor peoples. Whatever is happening to African generation, the poverty that is on African generation, you people are the cause of it. But you sit and call Africa a poor continent, a poor peoples, hungry peoples, a war. You cause war, millions of wars in Africa. So we are saying that we are against the European Union Council who went to Africa and blasted that lie in the face of the African leaders who cannot speak for their peoples or defend their peoples. And we are standing right now to defend ourselves. No more European Union in Africa. No more any project of European Union or any scandal project of European Union in Africa. We don't need your help. We don't need your money. We don't need nothing from European Union. We want to be separate from European Union, and Africa don't want any partnership with European Union. This is the fact. European Union should stay and feed their peoples the way they know how to feed their peoples. Not anymore to steal African resources and feed their peoples. And I want the European Union Council to listen to this, that we are tired of feeding Europeans. We are tired of feeding peoples who don't respect us. This message is going to the European Union Council. She should understand that Mica say Africa is tired of feeding peoples who always insult Africa. Africa is tired of feeding peoples who always demolish Africa. Africa is tired of feeding peoples who always cause war in Africa. Africa is tired of feeding peoples who almost steal every resources in Africa. We are tired. And it's unacceptable, and we are not going to accept anything that you said as an European Union Council. This is my message to you. Thank you, Africa.